Hi, it is Teresa here. I hope y'all are doing great. Today we are going to play with fabric and Mod Podge and make fabric pockets. So we're going to be turning just regular fabric, Mod Podge it with this stuff, and make some fun pockets to go into our journals. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and think of subscribing. And I would love to know if you are going to try this technique or what you think of it. Thanks. Bye. Okay, what you are going to need is fabric and Mod Podge. So I already Mod Podged some of these. And I did them out of these three, this regular matte and hard coat, and then a fabric Mod Podge. So this is how I Mod Podged my fabric. So I just used one of these little spread thingies. And kind of just put it here and there throughout. And depending on the weave of your fabric, how thick it is or not, you want to do both sides. If it's thin, it'll just soak straight through to the other side. And don't worry about the wrinkles, because those will just come out. And I just take my little tool thing and you can do this on parchment paper if you want. And then, obviously, I'm going to need a little bit more. Okay, that's a little bit more than what I need. I tend to do both sides just because, regardless, this looks like it's soaking through pretty good to the other side, though. And the fun thing is when it dries, you can see where your, if you need to do more or not. So I have to make sure all these little threads are not on your fabric when they dry, because that's like a big pain. So, and see, this didn't go through at all. So the next step for this one is to, my hair is on there. That's not cool. So I am just going to kind of getting the rest of the excess off, because you don't need like piles of it, you know. Alright. So now I'll take this and flip it and do the same process on the back. And some of it has gone through, some of it hasn't. So, like down here, it has it up here, some of up here has. And then you just put it somewhere to dry. Or you could take your heat gun and dry it, but then you smell like, yeah, the Mod Podge smells a little yeah, then you just dry it and you're ready to go. So I had them all separated. They've been drying for about 24 hours. Okay, and then I put on this side which is which. So this one is the fabric Mod Podge. And it's okay, it's very soft, pliable. Still kind of sticky, so it could probably use some more dry time. This one is the matte, and it is actually a little bit more better, I think, for these card making. It's dried a little bit more harder. As you can tell, like it's a little bit more crinkier than what this is. This, you know, it's really soft, which I'm kind of surprised about these outcomes. And then the hard coat I did with these, and this is a lot more harder than this. So we'll probably make them out of these two, and I would recommend just using regular Mod Podge. Fabric Mod Podge is very expensive, and I am not entirely impressed with how it came out. Like, it works really good. It makes your fabric waterproof, so that's kind of cool. So if it's something like you want to do a purse or a keychain or something out of it, this would work good. But really it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna put those aside, and we're gonna make some pockets out of this. The other stuff you'll need is like glue to glue the stuff down. I of course will be using my Fabric Fix glue, and then whatever embellishments you want with your pockets. So let me get my Fabric Fix glue set up. So I keep it in this is a Sugar Bell bottle. You can get them at Michael's. And I just put a pin over in it. That way it's, you know, they're good. And then when I'm ready to use it, because I don't use it every day, I put it upside down and in here, and it works great. So I think what I'm going to do is start with just a simple pocket. So I'm going to glue just a little piece of this down. And granted, when you fold it with the Mod Podge, it's going to stay folded. So here we go. And if you want all of this cut off, just trim it. Doesn't really matter what you trim it with. And we're gonna go right there. And we're going to just put this right over. There we go. Now it's like totally off. Look at how uneven that is. Okay. And I'm going to just trim this up. There we go. I think actual fabric scissors will work better. Then I'm going to do the same I'm just taking a small sliver of it just to get all of this extra on the side gone. Okay, so I'm going to glue this part down. And then I'm going to glue this. Now, if you want better straight, you can take a rotary cutter and blade with it, but I don't really care. And we have a cute little pocket. Now, I want these curves, edge curved, so I'm just going to take a scissors and curve it just a little. Like your punches and stuff like that, they don't work the greatest with fabric. So, here we go. And then next, I'll show you how this does not work really great. You're going to go in just a little bit. That actually worked better than I thought. And let's see. That is going to be awfully thick. That's the problem with these ones. They're going to be very, very thick. Let's see. Just a silver, a gold, a big circle, flat circle. That's too small. Let me see what else I have. Oh, we have some flowers, an arrow, wondering, is that going to be too? It's a lot smaller than that. See, a yellow flower. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump all of these in here for, I have them all in one spot. I even have little robots. So we have the pocket here, and then the only thing that is with this, when decorating, if you're using a sticker, you're gonna have to like reinforce the sticker on there. But we are gonna go now. Let's see. I think I like this. And then we're gonna add some, let's add a tag. Do we want a finished one or an unfinished one? I think an unfinished. We're gonna do an unfinished tag. All right. And no, that's not decorated. Okay, let's come over here, see what we can find in this. I want a number up there. Okay. We'll just keep it like this. There we go. we're gonna just make a bunch of different envelopes. You want to make sure you get it to the side though. Here. So we are going to, here, let's use these. These are a little better. There we go. Oh. So we are going to glue right down here and right up here. And you can put, we're going to glue down this. Because I don't really, I mean, you can make this a little tuck pocket, but I'm not going to. And then we have our good sized pocket right there. And if you glue it right here, right here, and right here, you have a little tuck. Okay, the next one is, let's see. Do I want to, yeah, no, we can make it out of this. We are going to cut this length off. Now I'm just going to cut all these extra little fuzzies. We're going to put a dab of glue right along this, and along this, and then along here. Okay. And now we are going to fold that up, trim this right here, and that side. And we're going to trim this part. And glue this. Okay, so I just glued this up and now we have this little pocket. And if you want, you can make like a little indent there or here, but I would totally cut it. Here, let's do that. Here we go. Not the greatest. It looks really bad. I'm gonna have to recut that one. You might want to cut it before you glue it. So these are like my spare ones from this. So what I'm going to do is just kind of, I'm gonna flip this around and trim it all down to, trim that down. And the other side. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I want these cut curved. I'm just going to lightly get all of this off the top and curve that side. That's not the greatest curve. There, hopefully that's better. And I am going to trim this little part up just to get all of this little fuzz. It's not going to be even, and I'm okay with that. If I wanted it straight, I would be bringing out my rotary cutter and blade. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to just fold these ends a little. Hopefully I don't have to recut it down to size. I am going to have to recut it. Nope, but we're not doing it that. Okay. We are going to curve these. Look at that. That is not even. Let's even this up, or try to. That's better. Okay. So we're just going to put a bit right in here and right here and then down along this. And there we go. That will give us a double pocket. We'll probably put something fun down below. And so we'll have a pocket here and a pocket up there. Okay. Here is our last one, and it's kind of a good size. So, trying to think what we are going to, how long is that? Yep, that'll work. And that is, okay. So I'm going to give this a good, right there. And we are going to cut right along that line. The great thing about this is if you like make a crease like this and you decide you don't want it, heat it up and it will go away. Now I'm going to cut this top because it's just a little, no, I don't like it. Actually, what I should do is fold it in half and then cut it. Make that line straight. Okay. So we are going to cut this down and then cut this. Just got all stuck. Okay, now I want this gone, so I'm just going to take my heat gun there. It's good. So what I'm going to do with this is pull it in so far, and we have one set of pockets. And you know, I'm really enjoying the having to work this out and figure out what I want. And now we have another set of pockets. So here we go. I don't know what, I'm gonna have to do something over that. So this side is not even, so I'm gonna take this again and try to get it even, a little bit more even. There, that looks good. We're going to go along here and glue. So we have a pocket right here, and now we're going to glue this side. And we have a pocket over here. So, and the way this one will be used in a journal is you take a paper clip or something and clip it to the side. But here we go. I am not sure what maybe we'll turn this down to a belly band. That might be fun. I'll have to think about that. Or yeah, no, I'll think about what we're going to do with that one. So these are the ones we have done. So really cute. If you want this to hold down a little bit more, just take that heat gun and heat it, and it will crease. Oh, I hope this inspired you to use some of that fabric and make fun, unique, different kinds of pockets than just paper. It'll definitely add a different texture to it. Thank you for joining me. You guys are fabulous, and I'll see you next time. Bye.